Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I've got this unopened figure and you can see it's still in the bubble wrap. So let me take this out and show you what's inside. Yeah, it's still brand new. It still has this paper wrapping over it. So let me get rid of it. This is the 1/7 scale figure of Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling by Aniplex and Claynel. You must be wondering, this figure was actually released quite a while back, but why am I opening it so late? And to be honest, I was on the fence about whether I wanted to keep her or sell her. That's because I already have the previous version of Marin Kitagawa from Aniplex in her school uniform. And to me, that is the best figure of Marin Kitagawa out there, for me at least. I'm not sure why I picked this up thereafter, but I think it was because I was still in the My Dress Up Darling crazy phase. Yeah, this anime was super hyped back then. However, over time, my love for this character kinda just died down, but I still have this figure of her. And to be honest, I don't really need two figures of her. Regardless, I was still on the fence about this because I really like the props that this figure comes with. Plus, she's actually quite character accurate in terms of the photos I've seen of her online. So, she's still here, and for today, I want to open her up and see whether I can change my mind about selling this figure. So without wasting any more time, let me unbox her. I got this figure from Aniplex through a proxy for about 160 USD. This was back when figures from Aniplex were very exclusive and difficult to get. Sadly for me, it seems like this figure had dropped in price, and I wish I didn't pay what I did. Thankfully, nowadays it's possible to order some of the Aniplex figures on AmiAmi or Ninin Game, so it's more accessible. This means that there's no need to pay additional proxy fees. Anyway, just like the other Aniplex JKA Marin figure, this Swimsuit Marin has a lovely pink and white box. There are also heart-shaped windows and lacy patterns, as well as graphics related to sewing, like scissors and buttons. Inside the box, there is only one very big blister package. It comes with this note from Aniplex in Japanese with an English translation. Opening up the blister package, I first have two pieces of tatami mats, which is the base for this figure. Next is the folded up futon with indentations for this figure to sit on. I also have a very fluffy looking pillow, followed by Marin's folded up jean shorts. There is also a folded up checkered shirt, as well as Marin's yellow handbag. And last but not least, this is the figure of Marin herself. And that's all the components that's included with this figure. It's quite a lot, yeah. For assembly, every component of this figure is loose. So rather than connecting any joints, you just gotta put everything in place. That should be pretty easy. Here is the tatami mat base, which is actually plastic but sculpted and shaded really well. There are two pieces, so I just have to put them side by side. Next is the futon, which also looks very realistic. It's a really nice piece of prop. This piece simply sits on the base. Here is Marin posing very beautifully. She simply sits in the indentations on the futon, and she fits perfectly. Next up is the pillow. There is also an indentation on the back of this pillow, and this aligns with the folds of the futon, so this pillow can stay in place. For the rest of the accessories, they just loosely lay out on the tatami mat base. There are no magnets, so I guess you just have to put these wherever you want. Regardless of where you put all this stuff, I think it will look good anyway. With that, I have the 1/7 scale figure of Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling by Aniplex fully assembled. And look at this girl. She is so pretty. It's no wonder she caught the attraction of everyone when this series came out. Zooming into the figure, the key feature that is important for Marin figures is her face. And once again, I think Aniplex nailed it. She has a winking expression that looks so lovely, and her eye decals are so pretty. This time, I think most people agree that her smile looks great, and I agree as well. What wowed me the most was her hair sculpt. Each strand looks so intricate, and I love how it flares open. There is also a nice transition of colors from blonde at the top to pink at the bottom. As for her outfit, there isn't much since it's a swimsuit figure. but her body sculpt is chef's kiss, especially how natural her belly area looks. Lastly, what makes this figure worth its price are the many accessories that she comes with. They are also realistically sculpted and painted with so much shading and details. It's a great to have if you do diorama photography, since all the pieces are loose and can be placed however you want. All in all, even though I already have another Marin Kitagawa figure, which I feel is still the best figure of her, I am quite likely to keep this figure because of how well she is executed. I especially love that feet sculpt. That is the best feet sculpt I've seen on a figure so far. However, my biggest issue about this figure is how difficult it is to move it around. Sure, it's very easy to assemble, but I cannot just lift this base up and put it on a shelf. I need to take her apart and then put her back together again on the shelf. It is kinda annoying. If only these little pieces were magnetic, they can just stick on the base, so I don't have to take everything apart. But yeah, that's just something annoying. Other than that, this figure is really well executed. The best part are the props. There are so many things you can do with all these little props, and just that alone kinda makes this figure worth it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep this one. Now I just gotta decide which shelf I wanna put her on. And that's all for today's video. This Marin is certainly a great addition to my collection, and I doubt I'll be selling her, unless I can get a good price for her. Let me know in the comments below what you think. The more I look at her, the more I fall in love with her. Anyway, if you enjoyed what you saw, do leave a like and subscribe with notifications to stay tuned to more videos. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye bye!